Adetshina, I have come to the realization that there's a deeper trauma that we as Africans have not addressed. This Chidimma situation is just bringing out an interesting conversation to ask, who is South African? Who has the right to call themselves South African? And what is this South African we're talking about? What is the original identity of the southern tip of Africa? And who are Africans? And who can claim their right to citizenship of South Africa? This is not a fight against Chidimma. It's not a fight against South Africa versus Nigeria. It's an identity crisis. We Africans have lost the essence of what it means to be African.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Tlongwane Zinchifa Sono, Mr. Easy Imali Nenge. We're back at it again with another one. Hey, Nyanjela Bafetu. Thank you to everyone who sent their get well messages to me. Some of you have sent me some remedies that I had to take. I'm telling you, we as Africans, we know our things. Some say take onions, put it in your socks. Some say take onion soup. Some take honey, mix it with ginger. Some say take garlic and say, listen, I listened to each and every one of you because I was desperate to get better. And I drank everything. I don't know which one worked the best. But what I can tell you is that within hours, I think something like 6-8 hours, I was already feeling better. I'm about 70-80% right now and ready to fire. So thank you so much again, Nyabonga Africa, for showing your boy that you really care about his well-being. Let's go back to this Chidimma situation and let's try to break it down better when your boy is feeling. Listen, Africans, especially you people from Azania, you have lost your identity. Ne? But masikalen lapo. If we can just accept the fact that the Dutch are not South Africans first, before we go anywhere. King, how can you say the African people, the Dutch, are not South African? Because they gave themselves citizenship. We never gave them citizenship. There is no place in history where it is recorded that African kings that were ruling this land gave citizenship to the Dutch people, to our colonizers, the French, the Germans, the Belgians, the Italians, everyone. We never gave these people citizenship. We saw each other as Africans as having a free way to the land and moving from tribe to tribe, understanding, oh, now I'm in this tribe, this is these people's land. These people belong here, they rule here, they've got a kingdom here. There's a Sutu kingdom here, there's a Zulu kingdom there, there's a Shona kingdom there. There were kingdoms reigning supreme in our land. And that is how land allocation and I don't even want to say citizenship, but that's how we knew ourselves as the Bantu people. But now coming to today's world, we define ourselves as Africa according to what the colonizers want us to define ourselves. So you define yourself as South African to the prescribed of what colonizers tell you to do. Who gave the colonizers citizenship of the first citizenship of our land and our country? And it's an embarrassment, Azania, honestly, to keep on saying, South Africa, that's a geographical direction. The southern tip of Africa is Azania. We lost our identity. We can call ourselves Proudly South African. What does South African mean? That's not even a name. It's a direction. You guys know that. Now we're having a situation where the foolishness of the Patriotic Alliance. Oh, Nkosiyam. Yo, Nkosiyam. Yo, icon. The foolishness. And we are really led by fools. I feel sorry for the people of the PA because there's a difference between being patriotic to colored people and South Africans and just being plain foolish. But let's listen first to Kenny Kunene. Oh, what a waste of space. Yo. PA, you've got a problem there. If you're going to reason like this, and all of you who are fighting Chidimma, when you reason, this is what I hear. Let's first listen to Kenny Kunene.
Clarify that, don't come as Bukisa.
No, we are saying as PA, we want to take this matter to court.
Absolutely.
We have instructed our legal team. We want the court to force her and everybody else to come out clear as to whether she's a South African or not.
Yes, and you've got every right to do that. I mean, that's in fact what...
And the other option is to interdict her from participating, because there is nothing at this point in time that gives us confidence that she is indeed a South African. We want South African surnames there. You want South Africans to contest in South Africa.
Wait, does Natasha, is Mazzoni a South African? Oh, is Mazzoni?
We want what?
Mazzoni, is that a South African surname?
You are not asking me about them in South Africa. We are talking about them in South Africa.
Yeah, I'm trying to expose that you lack consistency.
Point.
But you are,
no.
Wait, Kenny.
Don't be driven by the agenda of the EFF.
Oh, I'm not.
Let us deal with a case in point.
Yeah, let me come in, Kenny. Is Mazzoni a South African? Oh, is Banzoni?
We want what?
Mazzoni. Is that Banzoni?
We want what?
Mazzoni. Is that...
Hey, God. Yeah, we want what there. This is how you South Africans are reasoning. We want South African surnames there. What are you talking about? Have you seen the list of the people who have won this beauty pageant? Have you guys seen the list of the names that are on there? What is South African about some of those names? What is South African about the former, the current Miss South Africa? You guys tell me. You guys, this is how you reason, South Africans. You are making us a joke. You are making us a joke. And as a Pan-Africanist movement, it is of course my responsibility to come and bring you guys back to line. Number one, South Africa is not a country. South Africa is a geographical direction. I told you guys that. The name of our country is Azania. We need to get to reclaim that land back, that name back to our land, so that we cannot be the only country in Africa that does not have a name. That is us. No identity whatsoever. Number two, when you guys say you want to be represented by South Africans, you need to identify what you mean. What is an Azanian person? What is an Azanian person? Heritage, culture, ancestral lineage. What are we saying is a South African actually? Because we know some of these people on this pageant, on this Miss Essay competition, is that some of them are not even originally from here. Some of them don't have parents that are from here. You guys can go and do your research. You know what I'm talking about. Some of them, they simply not South African when we come to the true definition that your great parents are from here. Don't tell me you're second, third generation. So what? Don't tell me you're fifth, 13th generation. So what? Your people came here by means of transportation. You are not originally from here. You came here via the sea. But the Patriotic Alliance will never say that about their colonizers. They worship their colonizers. all they can do is fight Zimbabweans and Nigerians. That's all. You know, and you find a person, the logic, the reasoning capacity is so low that a person says, we want what? What is what? Is that a sinning? Are you guys are embarrassing me? Serious. You are embarrassing me even on the comment sections. You are embarrassing me. Yo, hi corner guys. I want to okay, you want to interdict Tonyo. South Africans, listen, do whatever you want that you feel that is going to take your country forward. If you feel like interdicting this young lady and saying that she's not South African, when Home Affairs has clarified this thing, the Miss SA, Miss South Africa have clarified that they have screened and vetted this poor lady and everyone else in the competition. If you guys want to do that, because remember, if somehow they come out and say, listen, actually she's not South African because both of her parents are not South African, of which now the Home Affairs have said her mother is South African, had South African citizenship. Doesn't matter if she's from Mozambique, she has South African citizenship and she gave birth to that young lady here. Then we will have to go back in time. And that is the risk of playing this game that you guys want to play. We have to go back in time and say, but wait, what about that person? What about that person? What about that person? Then everyone is going to be open to scrutiny, and then you're going to make yourself a joke. Now, why is it that the PA is concerned about this poor woman participating here? Actually, I want to listen to this one with you. I want to listen to this one with you guys. Let's listen together. Why is the PA so concerned? Listen to this.
Why are you concerned about the participation of Chidimma Adetshina as a contestant?
Thank you very much, Clement, for having us. Number one, we always said that we need to put South Africans first. Miss South Africa is clearly definitive of who must participate. It must be South Africans. Miss South Africa is an ambassador of South Africa. Wherever she goes, even when she wins Miss South Africa, she then has to go and compete as Miss Universe or Miss World. So it's a pride. It's a patriotic ambassadorship that she holds. She's the face of South Africa. So how do you then have a Nigerian being the face of South Africa? So as the PA, our position has always been clear that South Africa must not lose its identity. South Africans must not lose their identity. Mm-hmm. And that which must be contested, or that which must be made up of the character of South Africans, must be for South Africans. This lady is not a South African.
Okay. How do we know that? How have you satisfied yourself with that as the Patriotic Alliance? Because you're saying it as fact.
Number one, her father is not a South African.
You see?
There is a contestation of whether her mother is a South African or not.
The mother, too.
She has not come out publicly to state a case.
She has not come out.
There's a video that went out, Clement, where she was amongst Nigerians celebrating her as for participating in a Miss South Africa. So how do you have Nigerians celebrating a contestant in a Miss South Africa? So that video makes it clear where her allegiance lie. Her allegiance lie with Nigerians, not South Africans.
Her allegiance lies with her father. She's proud of where her father comes from. And of course, she will be proud of her father's culture and tradition. And those people will be 10 times more proud than her because she's doing good in this competition. You guys are complaining as if this girl has won the competition again already. And how I wish she can win. I mean, I saw the competition there. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It will be hard for her to win that competition. But because of the drama, because some of us are attending drama, we wish her to win because of the history of our country, of this South Africa that you guys are talking about. The people that have won there before, they have had situations where their parents were not South African, meaning they were first generation born in South Africa. So this thing of Kenny saying her father is not South African, her mother, it doesn't matter in this case. The case is your ID qualifies you to enter the competition. And that is what Chidimma has done. So this, Mafeto, I know, man. And what did Kenny say? People, Nigerian people being proud, I've already covered that. What do you want her to do? Huh? What do you want her to do? To be embarrassed that she's got a Nigerian father? To be embarrassed that she's got a Mozambican, South African mother? What must she do? What must we do? I'm okay, I know, guys. And this thing of saying she must come out and clear. She did come out and clear to say, listen, the person that was on the radio station is not my father. Number one, because the mathematics was not aiding. That person was talking rubbish. The person must be tracked down and they must be called into order. But number two, I am sure Miss Essay has told this lady, do not respond to this social media dark cloud that is happening. And I'm sure they told her, tell your family also not to respond, so that we can have some integrity in how we deal with the situation. If she was like Kenny Kunene and Gaten McKenzie, she was going to respond and respond and respond, like all of you want her to respond. Post her ID, do this, do that. No, they told her, listen, chill. You know yourself. You know how you entered. We will release a statement. There's no need for you to clear anything from our side, because this is us. You are in our competition. We will clear. You understand? Home Affairs has came, they cleared. Miss Essay has came and cleared. But it's still not good enough because she's black and there's that word Nigerian. That word makes South Africans lose their mind. Let's hear again what are they saying about the ID and her full names being Nigerian and all of those things. Let's just hear what Kenny is saying.
And one would say she's got a South African ID. There's many fraudulent South African IDs.
Yeah, but we still don't know that, though. I mean, unless you know for a fact.
I'm not saying her ID is fraudulent, but I'm saying just because she has a South African ID, we can't now say she's a South African. We must investigate that ID.
But the problem, though, is
how she got that ID.
The challenge here, though, Kenny, is that you are saying it as fact that she is not, right? When you haven't gotten the evidence, at least from the Home Affairs Department, that she isn't. And I hear what your concerns you say. But have you heard from the Home Affairs Department, for instance, to tell you about her parents?
Her full names are Nigerian. 1, 2, she posted a video was posted of her being celebrated by Nigerians, not South Africans. So which means, even when she has if that ID is legitimate, her allegiance is with Nigerians.
So you don't know if she also celebrated with other South Africans and maybe that video is not there.
We still have to test the legitimacy and the validity of that ID.
So Ms. Essay says it's done all the necessary checks. In fact, they've come out to indicate that we due diligence to verify the status of all contestants as Miss SA, the applicant must be a South African citizen and in possession of a valid South African ID document or passport. If the applicant holds dual citizenship, they provide us with the details of both. All documentation that was provided by all the entrants, including this lady, has been screened and has been vetted. Are you suggesting that Miss SA is not telling us the truth?
Who runs Miss SA? Do you know? Who runs Miss SA? Do you know the vetting process that they're going through? Are they going through intelligence? Are they going through home affairs? We can't trust a private company that seeks to make profit, that they have vetted this person. We can't trust that. We want a very transparent vetting process, and that is why, as the PA, we are saying, we are considering going to court. And if this woman is indeed a South African legitimately, then the court must pronounce on that. But again,
this is really embarrassing for the PA. This shows their level of desperation. Oh my goodness. And remember, these people, the way Kenny is talking, even after if they do go to court, because I don't think they will go to court. If they do go to court and Chidimma still is cleared by the court, the PA will not even be apologetic. They will say, no, we need to investigate this ID. Was it fraudulently obtained, or what is happening, whatever, because of the black self-hate that we have. And you guys, if you guys cannot see this by now, I don't know what you want, South Africans. Because you are saying she's illegal because she's got a Nigerian father and Mozambican parent. Then we tell you no, but there's other people that have won this competition that has both parents not from South Africa. You ignored it completely. Then we tell you no, there's still other politicians, there's still other sports people, there's still other people in South Africa that are first generation or obtained citizenship here without their parents, if I can say it that way, due to working here and getting married here and things like that. That's how they obtain their citizenship. So now you guys ignore that also. Now, even if this girl has got her ID, citizenship, legally, you still don't care as the PA. You want to go to court to embarrass this woman because you did not take the necessary steps before you release statements. They've already published a statement saying they're going to petition this, they're going to boycott her, she must not participate, without going to this court that they're saying they're going to go, without going to the Minister of Home Affairs. Minister of Home Affairs, if you guys remember, when he started, people said, listen, you are from Zimbabwe actually. And he took out his ID document and said, hey, listen, here's my ID document, clear the air. But now he's not coming into the... in fact, the Department of Home Affairs said nobody has ever written to us for clarification. Nobody. The minister himself said, listen, write to me so I can clarify everything for you guys. If you guys want, if this has got a public interest, then write to me, I'll clarify everything. They say, no, we've got... she's got Nigerians' surnames. Guys, we are walking around here in South Africa with British names. Bo Peter, Bo Gayton, all of them. Are those African names? Are those African names, if we're to be honest? We as black people are walking around with European names. And you guys don't see a problem with that. You see a problem with African names. Chidimma, you've got a problem with that name. You don't have a problem calling yourself Florence. You don't have a problem calling yourself Asante, or whatever your names are, that you are taking them from the Bible. Some of them you're just calling yourself Rosemary. That's your name. Huh? That is the type of names that you guys have. But you've got a problem with an African name. And the question is then, why is it that other people are not questioned the same way that Chidimma is questioned? It's very heartbreaking, but I want to listen to this one with you guys. Let's listen.
Can you respond to that there? Why are you not questioning other people whose parents were not born in South Africa? There are many people who are even in politics who are first generation South Africans. Helen Zilla's parents are not from here. Natasha Mazzoni. There are many people you can mention in the arts, in soccer, in politics, people who have represented government, but they are South Africans. Have you provided a similar scrutiny on them as well?
Of course not.
Let's deal with this one first.
Okay.
Her father said that she is Nigerian.
Yes.
Her father.
Yes.
Her mother has not appeared. We are being told of a mother who has not appeared.
She's South African.
Her father said he came to SA for the first time in 2010. So, let us talk facts. Your father is saying, my daughter is Nigerian. And when now you are coming here saying, no, she is South African. So, you see, the problem with especially the EFF, their politics are not based on principle. Their politics are based on who is the highest bidder and who pays more.
Okay. Okay.
Our politics are about principle. The name of our party explains what we stand for. We put this country and its citizens first. And we'll defend that at all times, at all costs.
I hear that, Kenny, but you also have a responsibility as a party to also base things on fact. I mean, I know the clip you're talking about of the father. Just 1 second, I'll give you a chance. I know the clip you're talking about of a father. You're saying the father says. There's a clip that's doing rounds on social media. How have you verified that that is in fact the father who is speaking there? Have you verified that?
She has not assisted us by coming out and saying that is not my father.
Oh, well, but that doesn't mean you can use that clip as fact.
Her silence is giving weight to what is being said. But that is why, as the PA, we are saying we are considering approaching the court so that we can be able to compel her and everybody else to give proper clarity and factual information about who she is, who her father is, who her mother is, and whether she's a South African.
But in the meantime,
we want to approach the courts because
in the meantime, you are using stuff that you are finding on social media as truth. You want to go to the court to get facts, but in the meantime,
so what must we use?
Approach the court. Call the Minister of Home Affairs. The Minister of Home Affairs says you can write to me to request information if it's in the public interest. You can go to court. But what you have done as the Patriotic Alliance is you are taking stuff that is being posted on social media and treating it as fact instead of as a responsible party going to court or writing to the Home Affairs Department and then come back and say, now these are the facts. And based on these facts...
Okay. Kenny said the EFF is a party that is led by, who is the highest bidder and who pays them more. They are not a party of principle. Listen to what Gayton McKenzie said before the elections, and you tell me if this is principled here.
McKenzie has vowed not to take any ministerial position unless if his party wins.
The day you see me becoming a minister without winning an election is the day you must know I sold you out. I will never become a minister.
And a plea. McKenzie has vowed not to take any ministerial position unless if his party wins.
The day you see me becoming a minister without winning an election is the day you must know I sold you out. I will never become a minister.
And a plea.
So that's what Gayton Mackenzie said. I don't need to clarify what he said. You heard it from his mouth. You heard it from his mouth. It's very sad listening to Kenny trying to reason. I don't know what is. You listen to people and you're like, what are these people's parents, partners, spouse, friends saying to them? Are they tolerating this level of stupidity around them? Huh? I mean, sometimes when you have a friend, you must just call your friend to order and say, "Hi, man, you so call me dirty, man. So call me dirty, man. This thing that you're talking is pure rubbish. Doesn't make any sense." But you find that there's that level of double standards for us South Africans. We choose what we want to choose, to apply it where we want to apply it. It applies differently from Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa. With Jacob Zuma is pay back the money. With Cyril Ramaphosa is it's okay, leave him alone. With Julius Malema is a flip-flopper. With the Patriotic Alliance, it's like leave them alone. We've got these double standards that we constantly apply in our society, and this last clip is an example of exactly that.
With the lies, and he continues to lie on a public platform because the girl has denounced that video of being of a father, and also the speculations he's making about someone celebrating. Just because you are South African living in South Africa doesn't mean that the only people you interact with are South African. And that's a reality that Gayton and Kenny Kunene need to come to terms with. You have people that are South African citizens that are not from South Africa, that are not born here. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we coexist with these people. And unfortunately, you have the likes of Gayton and of Kenny that don't want to realize that. However, what they want to do is that they want to just assimilate and have proximity to whiteness. And that's why you don't have them calling into question the likes of the lady who competed in the Olympics and won a gold medal, the likes of other people that are in government, a DA MP, as we sitting, you and me right now, a member of your GNU, is not a natural born South African. And yet, you did not put that into question. So please stop coming on public platforms, lying to South Africans and inciting hatred.
Kenny, let me... you can come in now, Kenny, and also respond to that question of, have you asked people like Abo Natasha Mazoni, Abo Helen Zille, have you said to them, but your parents are not South African. We need to check the legitimacy of your IDs. Have you put scrutiny on other people other than black Africans who are born in this country, but our parents are coming from other countries?
Clement, there's many Africans who are in this country that we interact with.
The double standards that we apply as South Africans is crazy. I mean, it's the same Gayton Mackenzie who was standing in Parliament saying the apartheid flag does not exist anymore. But he was the same person who went to Orania and he saw the apartheid flag with his eyes. Because in Orania, the apartheid flag is still been displayed. And the apartheid flag has got the Dutch, the British national flags there. Nothing about Africa there. But this is the double standards that we apply. And you ask them the question and Kenny Kunene will not give you answers. He will beat around the bush, saying this, saying that, but he does not answer you directly. This is what you South Africans have. This is how you advertise South Africa to the rest of the world. Instead of keeping quiet, waiting for the facts to be established, waiting for Home Affairs to give an official statement, of which they did, waiting for Miss South Africa to give out an official statement, of which they did, and then coming to a conclusion of saying, okay, according to the facts that have been stated, we feel as South Africa that even if she's South African, because she's Nigerian, we hate the Nigerians, she must not participate. At the end, you have to say it like that. Stop beating around the bush, trying to hide your hate for Nigerians because of trying to play the card of patriotic to South African. Like I told you, there's no such thing as patriotic to South African because South Africa itself does not have an identity. Southern tip of Africa cannot be named as a country. Azania is the name of our country. And when we talk about the Azanian people, the Bantu people, then we have to then scrutinize if the British and the Dutch are truly South Africans. And you guys have to have that honest conversation with yourself to say, listen, King, I think you are right. We can celebrate everything that we want in terms of the Rainbow Nation. But amongst our Rainbow Nation, there are people who have colonized us. There are people who have taken our land. There are people who control the our economical power. There are people that control our political direction. And those people influence everything in our country. And they are not native to our country. If you can just be honest with yourself with that, then I would not have a problem with you having a problem with Nigerians, because then it would mean that you're applying the same type of principle to everything. But now you want to apply a different tactic to the Dutch people, but then with the Dutch people, it's fine, you can accept them even though they took your land. It's fine, you can accept them even though they hanged you. It's fine, you accept them even though they forced their Afrikaans language down your throat. You can accept them. But with the Nigerian people who don't force their language down our throat, we don't teach their language in their schools, in our schools. Yes, I understand, and I will never ignore the fact that there are some African brothers who come to South Africa and take advantage of the Eden that we have here and commit crimes, and those people must be dealt with accordingly. Understand? But we must not then take all of the sins of Nigerian people who have human traffic, who have sell drugs, who have done, because they do those things. I do admit myself. But not all of them. But we do find them committing crime, just like we find Zimbabweans committing crime, just like we equally find South Africans committing crime here in South Africa. We cannot take all those wrongdoings of those stupid Nigerian brothers who come here and do wrong things here and put it on some of the Nigerians who did absolutely nothing wrong. Especially to taking all of those things and putting them on this poor lady. Aye, man. No, I cannot agree with that. Aye. Okay. It looks like this will not be the last time that we cover this issue. And my apologies if the video is a little bit too long, but we had to break down this stupidity of Kenny Kunene and what you call Gayton Mackenzie. No, you guys, the PA. That's a party. And I know there's some PA people that are sitting there like, hey, here we are wrong here. But they can't voice it out because they are led by clowns, you see. But let's do this, because tomorrow, which is Sunday, you guys will be getting the financial breakdown of everyone that has contributed to PASETA. What is PASETA? PASETA is a form of movement that we as Africans have decided to say we are stopping to complain and we are starting to act. Stopping to complain and starting to act. You've got a problem with the schooling system. You've got a problem with Orania. We've got a problem. The question that you're going to be asked by the next generation is, what did you do? What is it that we are going to say, that we're going to point, that is tangible, that is going to outlive us as a people, that we're going to live for the coming generation? And that thing is PASETA. So PASETA is the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, of which we are building for the coming generation. And PASETA is not only just a school. There's so many other organizations that are going to flow out of PASETA. PASETA Legal Minds, PASETA Military Training, PASETA School of Politics, PASETA Tourism, PASETA. There's no limit. There's no limit to what we're going to do in PASETA. Go to www.paseta.co.za and fill in your details there and see where you can fall in terms of where you can offer your expertise to PASETA. Or otherwise, you can also just contribute to the movement of PASETA with a 50 Rand monthly, and you say, King, I believe in this movement of saying we must build our own schools as African people so that we can teach our African children the heritage of Africa, and also teach our African children to have African solutions to African problems. And we can stop running to China, stop running to Russia, stop running to other people for African problems, as if us Africans are not able to think or give solutions to our problem. I'm very offended with that. But anyways, your contribution of just the 50 Rand a month to say, King, here's my 50 Rand. We need 10,000 people to do that. Tomorrow I'll be giving you guys the financial report of PASETA after I have the meeting with the founding members, the great founding members of PASETA. So I'm very excited to see how this thing is going. We are reaching our goals at the speed of light. Very soon we'll be announcing bigger plans for PASETA. Please stay with us, pray with us, pray for us, and keep on supporting this dream of PASETA, guys. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.